do it. What the what?
Right. What is that?
That's a fucking UFO.
Oh, yeah, it looks like a, oh.
What is that?
Like, look, a Reese's commercial came up.
The fact that this Reese's ad showed up at this exact moment proves that your devices are listening.
What the?
In 2020.
1, 2, do it. What the what? No. Trigger, where are you going? Wait, Trigger, are you joking right now? Are you joking right now? How are you doing that with your eyes? Your eyes are like...
Beyonce literally said she turns to an alter ego to do her performances. And if you see how she look on her concerts and performances, she don't look like her normal self. She look like we just saw.
Wait, malu kau? Apa ni? Salah. Kau? Oh, Sandy Bay.
Like I went with this one guy and he just like he looked like a lizard. Like I was so scared. Like he was sitting there and I turned him. I was like, oh my god! I was like, holy shit! He looks just like a lizard, and I had to go. It was really bad.
So you just left? Wow.
Immediately.
People think she's joking, and then years later, they want I'm saying she's crazy and everything else. You go on talk shows hosts and they just make fun of you when you speak truth. I guess it's their way of trying to hide it when a celebrity says something they don't have no business saying.
There is a trend going apparently in Asia where if people say the right words and do the right hand movements, they immediately summon a bolt of lightning. Let's watch an example, a demonstration.
火雷电破
This guy goes missing after exposing the place where NASA filmed the moon landing? Oh man, I just know. I just feel it in my bones, guys. This video went viral, and very shortly after, he came up missing. Check out the background, guys. Look, it's identical. They are identical the same. Yeah, a lot of people say that the moon landing was actually taking place in Canada. I think it's called Devon's Island. Let me know in the comments below. I'm probably saying it wrong, but there's plenty of TikTok showing that how they even show Mars. That's how that island looked. It looked identical. It's insane.
A flesh-eating parasite has been detected here in the U.S. for the first time. It's really gross looking too, isn't it? This is the New World screwworm, and it was detected in a person in Maryland who had just returned from El Salvador. There is currently an outbreak in that country. The screwworm is a parasite that eats cattle and other warm-blooded animals alive. The case was confirmed by the CDC in early August, but there is a little bit of good news to this. The risk to the public is very low.
I hope it stay very low. Nobody wants that, and we don't need another outbreak.
If you shop at Walmart, your experience is about to get 10 times worse. I'm sorry. Basically, they're switching all their lights, their fluorescence, to 10,000 Kelvin. Now, you may not know what that means. 10,000 is the coolest, bluest artificial light that we have. It's not natural. It's not in the natural light spectrum. It's terrible. When we're in 10,000 Kelvin light, it makes us anxious. It literally puts us into fight or flight mode, triggering the amygdala. So when you're in fight or flight mode, you can't make rational decisions because all decisions in your brain are made with the amygdala, which is the fight or flight, fear, all that part of the brain. this is on purpose and intentional because if you can't make rational decisions, then A, you're going to be a very fast shopper because you're anxious and your body is like screaming at you to get out of whatever unnatural space that is that has the 10,000 Kelvin lights. And then 2, it means you're going to overspend because you're not going to be logically making purchases. You're just going to grab things because your heart rate's going to be increased. You're not making good decisions. So basically, if you didn't like going to Walmart before, you're really not going to like it now. I feel bad for the employees who have to work in the 10,000 Kelvin lighting all day with their body screaming at them to escape whatever this is, and they cannot.
I feel sorry for the employees too. When I used to work jobs I really didn't like, my brain was screaming at 24/7, just leave, just quit. So I couldn't imagine how it would be if I was in front of those type of lights. Maybe some of the jobs I had when I had that, maybe it was those lights. Walmart is already a place you go out to get cheap stuff, but now they try and get you to overspend. And they're doing some messed up stuff like that because profit over everything, right? According to these corporations. There's no reason not to go there. If you're enjoying this content, I make videos several times out of the week. It would be so cool if you press the sub button and join me on my next video.
Right. What is that? Yeah, it looks like a... Oh,
What is that? Wait.
what the f...
Oh, that's a tornado upside down?
That's what it looks like an upside down tornado, dude.
Hey, I want to flip the...
Wild ray.
And it's moving.
What the...
It's an airplane. Girl, not the little motherfucking airplane up there.
How old you, babe?
Oh, is there somebody flying?
Dude, everybody's been getting hit so ugly, dude, and my dad hasn't. My dad's in Dallas.
I don't know, but that shit looks crazy. It's huge. It's just getting bigger and bigger.
Nah, dude, that's some scary.
No?
I told her that, and she didn't see. I was like, "Do you see that?" She's like, "No."
I think that's a car.
It's pushing through those clouds, bro.
I'm scared. That's not even scary.
Yeah, you shouldn't, bro. You're stupid. There's tornadoes talking about tornadoes, hail, and everything.
What happens if I go live? How do you go live? I haven't fucking been with Ashley, you know how to fuck with this. How do you go live, Ashley? Like this? Now?
They say it was a tornado watch. My question is, what if the UAP, if it was one, they thought they saw a mothership? My question is, what if it was actually controlling the weather, and that's how I was using to move around to camouflage? You know, if you want to hear about some crazy paranormal stories with aliens, I don't know if you guys go to Reddit, but I found a Reddit randomly called Experiences, and they're usually talking about aliens. And people will talk about how Greys come in their living room, look at their babies, and all types of weird stuff. They have another one called Abductions too. So if you're interested in reading other people's stories, I suggest you check those out.
Is it possible that we are on the brink of an all-out zombie outbreak without anyone realizing it? A couple weeks ago, I talked about how Colorado residents were a little concerned after seeing rabbits in their yards that had warts and tentacles sticking out of their faces due to a viral infection. The residents were assured that the infection could not spread to other animals, pets, or humans, but coincidentally, only a few weeks later, people in the US and Canada began to witness squirrels with similar symptoms, having warts all over their bodies due to a strange infection. They've nicknamed them zombie squirrels, and people have also pointed out how they and the rabbits scarily remind them of The Last of Us, which, if you don't know, is a game about a viral infection that comes through funguses. Keep that in mind. Moving over to humans, cases of Candida auris have tripled due to a deadly fungus that has been spreading across the United States. What's so bad about this fungus is that it's already built up a resistance to any medication that was meant to fight it. It's actually so resistant to the medication that doctors are saying if you get infected with this pathogen that has no treatment, then there's nothing they can do to help you, you're on your own. We've seen the CDC release a zombie preparedness guide on what to do and how to prepare for a zombie apocalypse. We know that billionaires are building bunkers en masse, and if this fungus, which is already resistant to all of our medications, decides to mutate and get stronger, who knows what will happen.
Considering it's 2025 and every day gets weirder and weirder, it wouldn't be surprising if something like that happened. All I can hope is that it doesn't happen, and if it do happen, it gets contained, because I don't need to be in The Walking Dead or The Last of Us.
What in tarnations is going on? Throughout history, there's been many reports of humans encountering a tribe of headless humanoid beings. It wasn't just that they had no head, but their facial features was in their chest. Even in India, there was reports of these headless beings. There was even an old map locating where you could find them, and apparently they used to hang around with the guy with the 1 foot. But what are they? Various species of mythical headless men were rumored in antiquity and later to inhabit remote parts of the world. They are variously known as Akapathli, headless ones, or Blimis, and described as lacking a head with their facial features on their chest. These were at first described as inhabitants of ancient Libya or the Nile system. Later traditions confined their habitat to a particular island in the Brisbane River or shifted it to India. It makes me wonder, what if the map that we're using doesn't show everywhere? What if there's some uncharted regions where these headless men live? Because behind every myth, there's always some truth. And I don't know if this is a disability or some type of deformity, but it turns out these things were real.
Alon, every myth do have some type of truth behind it. Could it be more to this planet that we're not aware of? I would think so. I mean, not like the government tell us everything anyway. Something like that could have lived thousands of years ago and could have got wiped out, just like some people say the giants. Well, I guess we'll just never know because they're never going to release to the public.
Switzerland are quietly preparing for the end of the world. They've been hustling for decades. You wouldn't know it by just looking at them, but underneath around 60% of the Swiss Alps, they've built a city of doomsday bunkers that can protect hundreds of thousands of people in a catastrophic event. In fact, Switzerland is the only country in the world that can house their entire population, 8.7 million people, in a secure bunker. And they're not just old, forgotten World War II structures slowly crumbling away. They are continuously updated and restocked with supplies till this day. You see, Switzerland decided they needed to, excuse the pun, lock in after Germany promised to not invade them during World War II. They not only transformed the peaceful Swiss Alps into an absolute fortress and rigged it with enough explosives to collapse entire mountainsides, but the Swiss government also made it a law for homes, schools, hospitals, and other public buildings to install protective shelters, and that policy remains till this day, meaning the entire country is designed in a way that wherever you go, whether it's a restaurant, a park, or a friend's house, there's always a doomsday bunker nearby. According to official figures, Switzerland currently has around 300,000 bunkers across the country, which can accommodate roughly 9.3 million people. That's over 500,000 more than the country's current population. And once they're safely inside, they can even remotely detonate things like roads, bridges, tunnels, and railways to keep out invaders, or I guess, the unprepared.
That's how the government should be spending this money for its citizens, for situations that you can't avoid. I would hope it's never a situation where they need to use it, but if somehow the end of the world happened or something, they might be one of the civilizations that stay around because of they think in their head.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all, the Lil Nas X video of him walking around the streets, this man looked possessed, and he sound possessed too. This man was walking the streets, y'all, at 4 in the morning with tidy whities on, some Fruit of the Looms type shit. A guy started recording him. This man was just humming some I don't know what the fuck it was, but me looking at him, you could tell that man was not in the right mindset. He said to the driver who was recording him, "Don't be late to the party," and the dude was like, "What party?" And then he just looked at the driver and kept walking, humming and shit with cowboy boots on. This whole video was weird. The dude ended up calling the police on Lil Nas X, and then they said they came and he ended up charging at the police. I'm telling y'all, this industry shit is weird. This man probably was possessed. Y'all, look at this shit.
Nah, hey. We're gonna be late to the party tonight. Where at? You know where it's at. Nah, go ahead, babe. Nah. Go ahead, babe. Nah. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down?
What the fuck, y'all? So what do y'all think just looking at that video? I'm telling you, that man was off his rocker. I need y'all thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Don't forget to share, like, and comment. Yeah, Lil Nas X is cooked. But y'all, the video, his face, something going on, fool. He looked like he lost, like, did I really do this? I'm telling y'all, something was going on with Buddy. He was possessed to some shit, and I know why. Because he chose to be on the other side. Y'all see what happened when you go against God, right? Prime example. He has on Fruit of the Looms. His favorite candy is Fruities. He didn't mock God so many times, y'all. But y'all, look at this video and y'all tell me I'm not tripping. Like, he just looked like, damn, I don't know what the hell was going on. Look at this man's face, y'all. He just looked like he dumbfounded, like he just lost for words. Like he really don't know what happened that night. Am I tripping? Look at him. He don't even look like the same person. Go back and watch that video when he was outside. That don't look like him, fool. They look like two different people. Tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And I'm damn sure not flying. This man is now facing 4 counts. If he ever wanted to get out that system, he could go ahead and kiss that shit goodbye. They got that over his head. He's cooked.
Why do we keep saying this over and over again? If you're older, you probably are familiar with Martin Lawrence walked outside with a underwear and a robe, and he was running, talking about they coming after him. Now this person talking about a party. You know, some people say that they're not possessed. That is actually a part of the cloning process. I don't know which one it could be. It could be a drug episode. But regardless, all I know is he made a lot of bad decisions. Even if you don't believe in religion, I don't think you should mock it. I think that's just, you messing with stuff you got no business messing with it. You can't comprehend. Doesn't matter if you don't think it's real or not. So I don't know what's going to happen to him. It could just be a stunt, you know, to try to get him back into the public again. But the way he's looking, I don't think that's the case. I think like he just had a bad trip on something or something else went in him. I don't know what it is, but regardless of what you want to call it, I don't think that's fake. But he definitely going to be paying the price.
Who the heck is this? Go on, tell me. I'll give you 5 seconds to guess who this is. I'm waiting. This isn't who I remember, you guys. Who the heck are you, lady? I don't think so. Any guesses yet before I expose one of the dozens of 2.0s in Hollywood? You guys are messing with people's eyes and their brains. How are we going from Adele's little sister to this? What's going on, guys? I really feel like we're in the Twilight Zone right now. Are these the same people? How are they reversing age, you guys? She looks younger here than she did a decade ago. How? Another thing that's bothering me is why are all these celebrities channeling the 1950s? What was happening in the 1950s? I first recognized it when I saw Shania Twain 2.0, who used to look like this, by the way, acting like a Stepford wife, guys, completely robotic. And then we had the Kate Beckinsale 2.0, who used to look like this, by the way, showing up at an event looking like a 1950s ballerina. What's happening? Jessie Murph, 1950s style. Sabrina Carpenter, 1950s style. They're all channeling the 1950s style. And if you were to put Kesha, Paris Hilton, Meghan Trainor, Sabrina Carpenter all in the same outfit, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. I mean, with Kesha, it makes sense because she was Paris Hilton's little discovery in 2005 on The Simple Life, if you don't remember. But how they got Paris Hilton to go from this to that, mind blown. What is going on in Hollywood and how are we going from this to this? I need answers immediately.
Them surgeons are precise. It look like she lost 15 years age-wise. I know when you lose weight, some people will start to look younger, but that's a combination of like Botox, maybe some type of weight loss. Because let's be real, most of these celebrities aren't losing weight naturally. They're using Ozempic or something, and maybe some other type of plastic surgery. Regardless, like I don't know what the obsession is with the 50s. But hey, I'll say it's better than with the other stuff we've been seeing from music people not too long ago with the rituals and satanic rituals and things like that. I've asked the 1950s, but it must have some type of symbol meaning or something for all the celebrities, especially the females, start doing it all of a sudden. Because if you look at most of the 50s for women, that wasn't a good time for a lot of them. There's a reason why a lot of things changed for women for the better. So
Now, I just opened up this can, and I know damn well ain't no fucking condensed milk is brown.
What the fuck is this? I ain't never seen no yolk the same color as the egg.
Y'all, I swear I've had this watermelon for maybe 4 or 5 days. Went out of town, came back, it literally exploded. Look at this.
The whole piece of fish just gone. Look at that. It's like
For those of y'all that don't believe that there's something wrong with our food, well, when the damn bugs and the birds ain't eating it, there's something wrong with it.
That first word, that's why they're 50% off.
Here we are yet again, almost a month in, and this stuff is not melted yet. And look at this right here, look at this. And y'all gonna say, oh, because, or some of y'all gonna be like, oh, it's got xanthan gum in it, look.
A horrifying encounter captured on camera in the quiet hills of Italy. A man sleeping in his home wakes to movement outside his window. He grabs his phone and records what may be the most terrifying footage we've ever seen. There, pacing slowly back and forth, is a tall, black-eyed figure, humanoid, but not human. Its limbs are too long, its head tilted, silent, watching, waiting. It approaches the front door over and over like it's testing whether it can get in. Thank God for iron bars. Not for those bars, experts say this being, whatever it is, might have entered the home. And once inside, we don't know what happens next. The video hasn't been verified. We don't know if it's real, but AI analysis shows no signs of digital manipulation. The lighting matches, the shadows align. This wasn't faked on a phone screen or projected from outside. Is it an animal distorted by night vision? Or something worse? UFO researchers call these entities biological drones, android-like extraterrestrials sent here for surveillance, biological harvesting, even abductions under cover of darkness. Some believe they're scientists from another world studying us. They're at our doors. One man claims he's seen one before, that he has proof hidden away too disturbing to release. So tell me, what do you think walked up to that door? Alien? Forest creature caught on camera? Or something Earth never made? Comment below, because one thing's certain, this was not supposed to be filmed, and now that we've seen it, they might know we're watching back. Don't sleep with your windows open tonight.
In my opinion, if an alien want to get in your house, they're probably going to get in. They probably have numerous ways to get in. I think most of them just like to observe us. Like I said, if you want to read some of these stories, they're on abductions Reddit. I don't know if all of them are real. It could be other stuff, but I've always been afraid of aliens. It goes all the way back to when I was a kid, not because anything happened to me. It's a long story, it's something stupid, but now that I like common knowledge that, you know, other things are among us, it's pretty scary, because it's like, what if one was to come in your house? You know, would whatever you got, would it even work on them? There's just so many things we don't know that the government won't tell us. Well, maybe it's the government doing something. I don't know. We don't know. We don't have enough information. My question for the audience is, have you ever experienced something like that? If you have, leave a comment below. I would love to read it, and I'm sure other people that are watching this video would love to read it too.
People are saying all of this Diddy commotion isn't the thing we should be looking at. This is all the distraction.
Okay.
The theory goes, literally the same time Diddy got arrested, something huge happened just now, and it's around 23andMe.
What happened?
So it's a DNA ancestry company that pretty much takes your saliva, they test it, and it shows your ancestry. Well, what do they have? Your DNA samples.
Okay.
Of pretty much everyone in the world that wanted to find out their ancestry.
Yeah, so what happened?
When this whole commotion is on the rise, just so happens every single board member of 23andMe quit all at the same time. So there's hella theories going on, right?
I did not.
Hella theories going on. First off, did you know the CEO at the time, you know who it was? Who? It was the wife of the owner of YouTube and Google.
Wait, the girl?
Yeah, the wife owned 23andMe, but the husband owned Google. Theory goes that the reason all of those board members left is because there's some things going on that are going to be very unethical in the future of the company. Now, speculation states what's happening. They have all of our data, even DNA data. On top of that, they have Google search engine. They have every single piece of information about you, including your biochemistry, bro.
Yeah.
They're so fucking smart though. If you think about it, what's the future of commerce where they can sell you things and you have to pay for it? What's one thing that you'll spend all your money for? Because if you don't, it's over.
Food and water, yeah.
Health. So if you think about it, they have every single person's DNA ancestry. They can look at all the diseases or all of the natural ways your body is lean to where they can give you a cure. And one of the cures they want to sell you is anti-aging.
Never did anything for 23andMe. Have you? I always thought it was weird. Like, why would I want to give my DNA to a company? I don't really trust companies like that, so I would never do something like that. But that's crazy. They were married to Google and 23andMe. You know they did something with that data. And what type of stuff was they talking about? Work-related stuff at home. That is crazy to me. I would have never guessed that they were married. I don't know what Google going to do with that information, but I guess we'll find in the future. Things are getting more crazier. Technology is getting more and more invasive to me. The whole thing with the prove you 18 and older on almost every website because we're trying to protect the kids, which I don't think is true. Because what about Roblox and everything else that kids use, or Discord and other things that they don't do anything about? They just want to monitor us and see what we're doing. You could be like, well, they're already doing that, but I think they want to do more. That's what I think. And that's why certain websites, certain adult sites said no, and then just made it so they didn't do it and they got banned in those states. Because who wants to have their government ID attached to the things they look at for adult activities? Would you want that data out there? And imagine what they would do with that data. So I feel like enough is enough, but who knows what's going to happen in the future. So, but we know technology will get more and more invasive.
Now shit's starting to get weird. Those who don't know, there was a song that released in 1990 titled Watch Out for 666. The song basically exposed the idea of the New World Order implanting computer chips in people's brains. It was very similar to what Elon Musk is trying to do with Neuralink. And when looking at numerology, the letter X is usually associated with the number 6. And when looking at the companies that Elon Musk owns, X, SpaceX, and then Tesla, you got the Model X. It rounds up to 666, which made people come to the conclusion that Neuralink might be the mark of the beast. I don't really know what to think about this, but y'all listen to the song and let me know what y'all think down below in the comments.
Within the new 666 world order.
Obviously, YouTube is going to take down the music videos, so I'll just tell you pretty much what it was saying. It pretty much saying is watch out for the tiny chip that they're going to implant in people's heads that's going to connect to the central system, aka a computer, which I don't know if the government has a central computer yet, but if it don't, they're probably building it right now. Because all this surveillance that's going on, it would be surprising. I saw a video recently talking about some of the things you see when you're driving. It's like this pole, but the pole is actually used not by the government, but from a third party. So a corporation that is collecting data of license plates everywhere you drive, everywhere. And then it gives it to the cops. So they can just find you like that. They know your driver habits and everything. And they just showed up in certain cities overnight. Kind of like other things that happen. So yeah, do I think Neuralink will people use Neuralink? I don't think so. That's just what I think. I think it'll be something much smaller than Neuralink if something like that was ever happen. I don't think most people would be okay with something like this big going into your brain. I think if it's something smaller and less invasive, people definitely would do it because people won't even think about the bad stuff that would come from it. They think about the conveniences of, having something in your brain. Oh, I can get information from Google, talk directly to AI, et cetera, et cetera. But you're not thinking about how you can get hacked, how it's the sign of some symbolism in certain books, and so on. But mainly the hacking part too, and the beginning of the end times, if you believe that. So I wouldn't touch nothing like that. But according to, the Bible, they say you won't really have much of a choice. Like you won't be able to buy anything. So we'll see what happens. That's crazy. That song came out that long ago, and it was talking about a computer chip in your brain and a central computer system. I find that very fascinating. That's pretty much what's going to be happening in the future. I don't even know if it's going to be something going in your brain. It could be something that, like the chip that's on your debit card. They might try to make a thing that get transplanted on your hand or something that you could just swipe like that. Who knows what it's going to be? But we know, like I said, technology is going to get more and more like pushing boundaries on what is ethical and what's not ethical, in my opinion.
Okay, so tomorrow I'm at work and I was about to take out the trash and I just got a text from the lady who works here, and she said, "Hey Shay, just want to let you know that everyone has left, so you can go vacuum the other side." I was like, "Okay, yes ma'am." And she said, "Just me there?" No, I asked, I said, "Just me there?" She's like, "Yes." Y'all, I'm scared as f*** because when I went outside, there are no cars out there besides my work van, and I'm so scared. So tell me why, if I'm the only one here, who the f*** is this? Like, who the f*** is that? Like, y'all, I'm not tripping. That's somebody in that room and they just sitting there. Who the is that? Like, they just sitting there. Bro, I'm about to go because I'm like, and I just call her and say, "Hey, you sure I'm the only one here?" She's like, "Yeah, look at the cameras. You're the only one there. I'm seeing by the cars there." And I said, "Someone is in one of the booths." And she was like, "In the booths?" I was like, "Yeah, someone is in one of the booths." What the y'all, ain't no lock on this door. Hey, there's no lock on this door. But you know I'm black, right? And I don't play this. I'm alright. I'm gonna tough it up and just open the door. Nope. Hell no, cuz nope.
Shay is supposed to be all alone in the building, but someone or something seems to be sitting in a chair pressed right up against a glass door at the end of the hall. They're not moving, and they're not reacting. Shay hides in the closet, gathers her courage, and then heads out to confront the person. But there's no one there. With that, Shay has had about enough. She calls her supervisor to come check out the office building for an intruder, or whatever this is. And Shay takes the back stairs and exits the building. But here is where it gets really weird, because Shay's supervisor comes and checks out the entire building and finds no one there. Also, her supervisor reviews the security camera footage that monitors anyone entering or leaving the building. And whoever this person was, they never left. This person never showed up on any of the building's security cameras.
My question is, in situations like that, why not just call the cops? I know you at work, maybe you don't want to make a scene or whatever, but Why not just call the cops and leave out the building? Maybe it was something like a coat stand or something that was there. I doubt it. You know, as we've seen on this channel, there's plenty of evidence of showing that paranormal exists, ghosts exist. You know, sometimes the camera pick them up, sometimes they don't. I think they go on different dimensions. I think that's why they phase in and out of our dimension like that. I don't think they're bound by space or time. So it wouldn't have mattered if, I guess, somebody would have came in it. But that is a terrifying experience. It almost reminded me of like a horror game when she grabbed the scissors and was like holding them. You know, if you ever played horror games, I don't know if my audience play video games, but it's just a disturbing situation to be in, regardless of if it's fake or not. If it was a real occurrence, it would be scary. That's all the videos I have for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, a sub, and a comment. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.